Okay, so now I'm going to show you how you can add the Lightning Web Components virtual terminal into a community site. Now, you may have different community sites set up. You may have different rules in how those sites are accessed. So, for example, you may have a particular community that requires no user login, i.e., you've got guest user uh, support enabled. It basically means that anyone can navigate to your site and see what you've exposed without requiring you to log in. So we support both versions where you actually may have to go into a website, provide your login details, and then access maybe some confidential information. But we also support that guest user access that has pretty much access to everything that you want to expose, just like a normal website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to a guest user community. So I'm just going to go to my digital experiences. It's found in all sites. I'm going to click on Builder. And then once that loads, very similar to all of the other builders, I get a sort of a quick preview of what my community looks like. But on the top here, I've got a list of components. Um, Again, I have to scroll down to the custom components, and from there, I am able to drag and drop the virtual terminal to wherever I want it to go. Okay, so it takes a little bit to load up. Again, very similar to how we configure the terminal in the other tools. You get certain fields that you can specify. Now, I've placed the virtual terminal here on the homepage, so you know it basically it can just live there. But what I could do is place that onto a record page. So if on my community I want to place that component on a record page itself, so you can see I've only got homepage here. But if I was to create a new page that is an object page and select the object that I want, I'm also able to use the virtual terminal in those pages and specify and be able to use some of that information from the object that I'm looking at to provide to populate some of the values on the virtual terminal itself. Um, Over here, what I'm actually going to do is just, for example, set an amount that I want to capture. Um, Set the currency for a particular amount that I want to set, and then maybe just hide the process type on here. Um, cool. So I can see I can do certain configuration. The component itself updates based on any settings that I do. And then once I've done all of that, I'm ready to publish my community because I've made all of the changes. I'm happy with any tests that I've done. If I go ahead and publish that, what will happen is that here's the page itself. It's just a normal website. I haven't logged in, and the virtual terminal itself will be available on there. I can see that the action that I can take here. I could do a new single charge, or I could create a new payment method. I can relate it to an account, and creating that new payment method gives me the option to either add a credit card or add some bank details. I can also specify whether I want to set that to my default payment method. This is the same across of wherever you use the component. I just wanted to show you some things that I maybe haven't shown you before. If I select new single charge, from there I can select an existing payment method, or I can again create a new one, which gives me those same options that we saw before. Or if there is existing information that I can use, I can just populate those and process a payment, for example. So if this, I'm going to process that $100 payment, and once that happens, the virtual terminal should give you a message that the transaction has been completed. So in this particular demo, what I've shown you is how I've added the component to a website because it's available to everybody. That is a guest user community, and I was able to process payment on that.